in the last video, a conversation with my little sister that I recorded. I let her know about some pretty important stuff, pretty important ground rules. But, there's just way too much evidence to go through. My sister kept needing money, but she wasn't willing to work for it. That sucks. She kept on trying to scam me for needing insurance, needing cameras for her safety, and needing all this other stuff. And, I busted her scamming me. And that sucked. Anyway, in that recording, you probably heard, at the very beginning, I had to address the situation with her friend destroying an entire computer worth of evidence. She called me back later and said, "Oh, well, Nora said this." I'm like, "Tara, you need to come here and get the evidence. I will give you the evidence that that's exactly what happened, because I recorded the entire thing. It's not just the part on the internet where I try to, hope for the best, hope that, at least it shows that we're trying something." Tara was so twacked out of her goddamn gourd, she was just stuck on that paperwork pile. And I kept trying to look at the bright side and try to be positive. And the thing is that as soon as I turn off the camera, it was something where I had to explain to her, "Hey, Tara, your friends are being a distraction. Because right now I need you to pay attention to what's going on, and I need you to look at the evidence. I don't need you to sort anything anymore. I need you to stop sorting everything, Tara. I need you to come over here and look at evidence and verify that it fucking exists. That's what I need you to do, Tara. I need you to look at this computer right here. This computer right here." That's also when her friend, Ed, he admitted that he was like I said, I'm pretty intelligent, and I do pay attention, and he's schizoaffective, and that's something that really hurts me badly, because, he did destroy an entire computer worth of evidence, and he did not have my permission to touch the computer that had all of that evidence on it, because most of what was on there, you have no idea how difficult it was for me not to literally just scream in his face every time I saw him after that. I was nice to him. I still paid him for showing up. I was still glad that my sister showed up. But the other thing is, I wish that she'd have showed up not fucked up on drugs. Now, the next day, that's what this recording is. It's the next day with my sister, when she showed up to hopefully help me turn in the paper so that I could go to my court date against Leslie Snell and show evidence. But my sister wasn't going to come back. I already know how junkies work. So that's when I went to Mandy Singer's house. And I'd already planned on going to her house, and we had planned it out, and we'd planned it out ahead of time. And Mandy Singer just had to draw it out as long as she could. If I'd have known that she was going to wait 3 fucking months to buy a fucking computer with that $500 I gave her, I'd have just gone to fucking Walmart and bought her a real goddamn computer. Because that's not what she bought. She bought a little dinky, tablet pad thingy. There was no memory worth a shit to it, and she spent her entire time that I was there on that goddamn thing, doing a whole bunch of stuff on it that was not helpful for me, and getting her attention really fucking sucked. And she told me, "Hey, Sean, you know what, if you were here last week, it would have worked out." She even snapped at me about not being there a week earlier. I'm like, "Mandy, I would have been here a week earlier, but I started getting fucking harassed by cops. They were hovering around fucking Dallas Richmond's house. The police and the state patrol. Or sorry, the sheriff's department and the state patrol. I even had a few people ask me, "Hey man, why are the cops fucking cruising around your house?" There's a lot of my evidence that's audio recordings, and it's difficult to get that on YouTube. There's a few recordings by Dallas Richmond, or with Dallas Richmond, and his wife, or ex-wife, whatever she is. The thing is, she kept coming over to the house drunk and being a piece of shit to us. No, her anger wasn't fucking directed at me to begin with. It was just directed at him. The problem is that she was constantly directing it at him. It was either lovey-dovey, trying to crawl all up on him and he wasn't having it, or it was the being drunk and he owes it to come back to her because they got kids together. Or she'd say that she's going to go for a girls' night out, and she wanted him to watch the kids, or she had some errands that she needed to run and she needed him to watch the kids. And then she'd come and quote unquote drop the kids off, but she wouldn't leave. And you could smell the booze on her. And it's Chappell, Nebraska, so like everybody drinks and drives. You call somebody in for drinking and driving, they'll beat you up, same as if you were defending a black person. Yeah, I had a few people beat me up for defending black people, but I also got to find out in that town who it is that'll defend you if they're trying to beat you up for sticking up for a black person. Like, hey man, that guy's twice your size, and you're fucking mouthing off to him. Like, you do realize he's a corn-fed Nebraskan. He lives on a farm and he bucks bales of hay and wheat all day, right? Like, dude, that's a myth. First of all. And second of all, yeah, I do realize he's bigger than me. Like I said, the biggest reason for me getting beat up in most places was me running my mouth. I didn't mind losing a fight. I'd rather just get it the fuck over with. You know, instead of fucking with me for 6 months, I'll let you establish the higher pecking order, and then you'll quit fucking with me. It's easy. Just sometimes you pick somebody who's never fought, and they make it impossible to throw a fight. You know? Like, oh shit. Like, I let him hit me like 8 times. I punched him once, real fucking lightly. He starts bleeding, and he fucking starts crying. Like, shit, dude. I'm sorry I hit you. You know? But I didn't like being bullied, not then and not now. And for a lot of years I took bullying. I took it over and over again, being told by all these other people that, you know, they're thankful that I took it. They're thankful. Like Brenda Dickinson. She wanted a lot of work done around her house. And she didn't want to tell her husband. So I'd take the bullying. Say, you know what, some battles just aren't worth fighting. Unfortunately, battles like that I end up fighting, I wasn't going to fight it. All the money that I earned that day, I gave to Dennis Dickinson so he'd fucking quit bitching at me. Well, he fucking yelled at me about fucking coming over to his house, eating all his food, playing on his internet, and fucking drinking all his coffee all day. Meanwhile, I can't say nothing because she done sworn me to secrecy because she doesn't want to fight that battle. So here I am getting bullied by Uncle D, and I'm like, fuck, this is bullshit. She just left the room. Anyway, I parked for a second because I got to use that damn phone to take me to where I'm heading. But first, I gotta go to the bathroom. I will be right back. We're at 18% battery already, and I've been talking for about 10 minutes. Anyway, there's some people over there that I was speaking with. Well, one guy in particular, Brian, and his dog Gucci. Now they've been gonna help me and gonna, and just literally not made it. But also, I completely understand that he does a lot of drugs and that he likes the life that he lives. He also has a friend with a house, and he wants me to go pick him up tomorrow, and he's going to help me hopefully take the stuff out of the back of my car and put it in storage, and then start cleaning up my camp in the mountains, because that shit ain't cool. You don't leave a campsite that way. Anyway, I'm going to be using my telephone here to, not that one. I got a bunch of telephones in here, all full of evidence. Most of them are evidence of me being an asshole. Just so you know. This one's called Ray Ray. I've been going through a lot of videos full of evidence, and I was trying to find the one with Amy Spencer, where she, even after all the shit that she ended up pulling while I was in Rawlins, Wyoming, and a lot of the other hell that she put us through.
The fashion show tomorrow night. Are you walking up and down with your underwear on?
I am. And I have some wings on as well.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of those things.
Did I hit a short? I did hit a short. What the fuck? Anyway, I gotta go back to the video with my sister, but I have it saved at the time that it was at when the video died, or when the phone died, and we'll pick it up from there. There's a lot of stuff in there, you know, stories that I was called schizophrenic and delusional for saying. But when you can hear it out of the person's own voice, you realize that it's very real. These people are very real. They're tangible human beings, almost as if you can touch them when you hear their voices. It makes it from just being some fairy tale delusion in Sean Schwartz's mind to, holy shit, these people exist. Holy shit, these people are saying the things that Sean said they did. These things actually happened. Well, yeah, duh. Of course they actually happened. The problem is that by calling me mentally ill, my predators have been able to keep this evidence out of court, and also keep me from having the resources to defend myself. By them threatening my little sister, and we'll have to have a few-parter for this, because obviously I have to be able to charge up my phone. Now there's also a few other videos that go along with this, like the recording with Tara Smith. I also have her on there as Tara Miller, because I couldn't remember what her last name was. I knew it was a common name, like Smith or Miller. It was either Smith or Miller. What the recording there is the second meeting with her, when basically I had to infer that I was going to sign over the rights to all of my money to the Department of Health and Human Services. And I recorded that telephone call with Health and Human Services. And that is what it took to get Tara Smith to show up the second time, where I got her to verify the situation with the first time she showed up. And the first time she showed up, it was a couple of years earlier, and Jared Hahn, who I was trying to turn in, as well as State Trooper Bill Burr was there, and I didn't get to have a private meeting with her. Instead, I had to be intimidated by two guys that I was trying to turn in. Meanwhile, I still had to deal with Burr later on, and sure, they did nice things, but you know what? Doing nice things isn't the same as doing your job, and that's what I'm pissed off at a lot of places for. And a lot of people too. A lot of people will make a big show out of what a nice person they're being, and they want to make sure that they're being suitably cordial. And I'm like, hey, just let me do my thing, you know? Can I please sit down with my computer and start going through evidence and get it sent to where it needs to go? But then people want to know if they can feed me, and I say, no, I'm not hungry. But then they want to feed me, so I eat it. And then they want to know if it's all right. And then with the, are you sures? Are you sures? Are you sures? You drive me nuts with that shit. You drive anyone nuts with that shit. Now, give me a second. The recording with Ray Ray was on January 27th of 2020, and it's just called Ray Ray. She starts it off with, you can tell she's drunk, because she tells me I blame her for everything that happened for the last 20 years. I'm like, no, I don't. That's the same thing she was telling me. She got so drunk she thought I was her husband twice. I'm like, no, we're not married. I'm not your husband. All right, let's shut that off, though, because I gotta... Take me to Tillamookk's Sporting Goods.
Okay, Tillamookk's Sporting Goods. Here we go. Tillamookk's Sporting Goods may be closed.
Yeah, I'm well aware. Anyway, Brian and Gucci. Brian is a guy here who was going to help me on a lot of different occasions. Said that he would, just did not show up.
Head northwest toward US 101 North.
And I'm used to that. You know, whether it's Susan or Brian or Casey or...
In 100 feet, turn right onto US 101 North.
Any other
Turn
number
right
of
onto
people.
US 101 North.
Claire. They got a habit of either not showing up, or when I get there, I got to do a bunch of errands for them before they can help me. And then once I'm done running those errands, they still don't help me. They want me to run a whole new set of errands. I'm like, fuck. Do you not realize that I'm a human being too? That I'm running myself ragged, trying to jump through hoops to make these people happy so they'll actually show up when they say they will? And then, of course, there's a few occasions where they show up, and neither did I. But at least I recorded the fact that I didn't show up either. You know, I'm not trying to hide that shit. I fuck up too. I have emergency situations too, but at least I admit to them. That's the thing that's the most important to me. Admit to it. a little bit over everything it's doing will charge up my electronics a little bit more. Oh, you gotta clean my windows. Oh, sheriff just drove past me. He didn't like that I was going the speed limit, and then a state right behind him. Damn, I had 2 police cars right behind me. I suppose I should see if there's anybody who's predatory towards me. No? Well, there's some youngins over here. I suppose I'll go over to the next parking lot for a bit. I don't really want to interact with anybody who's hostile or racist or mean. And maybe these are the nice ones, I don't know. But I do know that I don't want to have any problems or altercations or situations where people try to make any excuse to pretend I'm trying to harm them or their friends or their families or any sort of other such nonsense or fucking bullshit. People are stupid, so I try to avoid them. God bless America. I suppose I'll press play until it dies. Alright. I'm sorry if you watched this whole video. I'm gonna have to post a link because I noticed that it's gonna take a bit. Let me see. First, I gotta look at my screenshots. We'll see when these things happened. Let's see. Ray, The Case of Amy Spencer, Part 1. Deputy Hahn and Amy Claney Kingery. Recording with my sister the day we tried to turn in my paperwork in Dual County. That's the one we're after. Alright. So we'll type recording with my sister, Sean David, in the search description on YouTube. And hopefully that'll take me to it. I tried to turn in paperwork in Dual County to contest the thing with Leslie Snell. I needed to be able to pull out the stuff with Nicole Knudsen, as well as with, let's see, who all did I go to about that situation? Nicole Knudsen, as well as the recording with the guy who had originally implicated Clint Snell, his brother Carl. I got a conversation with him about threatening me with Chris Kurth, and also about his dissatisfaction with Dual County Sheriff's Department, as well as Clint Snell's dissatisfaction with Dual County Sheriff's Department. Carl Snell, he actually, he tried to make amends. You know, Chris Kurth was a dick, and Carl Snell was also a dick. They tried to intimidate me into leaving town, or they're gonna, well, they were threatening to kill me. Travis, right? I'm fucking horrible with names. I've been dealing with a lot more bullshit. Yeah, the guy who stalked me here from Hood River, I got paperwork. I'm trying to get it turned in. I got recordings from a bunch of different witnesses in that situation, as well as a situation with a stalker named Molly. And right now I'm actually downloading some of the information with the people who threatened my sister, and with a lot of information about that, cops following her and people harassing her and accusing her of being a drug dealer and all sorts of stuff. Like it's nuts. Yep. Plus, she got a friend who's he's schizoaffective, and I asked him to give me a bid on what it would take to fix a couple of parts of each computer. So he literally wiped an entire computer. So I was like, this guy, first of all, he wanted to tell me that there were drones, military drones flying over my sister's house. And I said, no, dude, there's no military drones flying over my sister's house. He's like, I could have my cousin in the Air Force fly a drone over your sister's house if I wanted to. I'm like, no, dude, you couldn't. And this is the guy that my sister had come over the day that she was supposed to be helping me by looking at evidence. And instead of doing that, she wanted to just sort paperwork because she was in a meth-induced friggin' coma. I'm like, oh my God, am I the only sober person on the fucking planet? What are you up to?
Hopefully gonna get this car over everywhere.
Yeah, I noticed you had to push it 3 or 4 times now.
I need to get a relay.
Oh.
You happen to have a cigarette with you?
I got rollies.
Fuck no. I seen the cop behind me. I thought he was coming after you.
That was 2 cops in a row. It was a police officer followed by a statey.
Yeah, that one was a cop, undercover cop, huh?
Nope, it was plainly marked. It's just the statey one it's gray on gray, whereas the other one is black on gray.
The one in front of it?
Yeah.
I knew where they were going.
I would assume out to an accident or a fire, because there's a fire truck. It's probably an accident because the ambulance went by not a minute afterwards.
Probably right.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta. Where the hell is my tobacco? This is stupid. I'm sorry, I live in a goddamn shit pit. There it is.
Pick it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, them youngins yelling the N-word when they got real heavy on that stuff, and I recorded them with the bullhorn and all that. Dude, I fucking went off. I was like, I went off on their parents. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you know what? You're probably fucking proud of yourselves. Does the Klan give out merit badges for their first rally? Obviously, I don't hate them, though. There was another lady I went to for help. She did actually verify that that dude who was stalking me was literally stalking my vehicle and honking by it while I was not there.
Really?
And in a lot of my videos, like, it takes a whole minute or so to even start the video. And so when I try to do that, what he'll do is he'll sometimes catch me off guard and fucking honk at me, and that's when I realize he's there, and then I start the camera and point it at him. I'm like, dude, fucking knock this shit off. He stalked me here from Hood River.
Weird.
Yeah, he also, here, look at the paperwork here. He said I was in jail for murder. Guy's name is James Murphy. Yep, he's 69 years old, age white. He wrote, he was in jail for murder. Like, no, dude, that's fucking slander right there. Well, it's libel, it's on paper. He also wrote, I am worried that people are believing the things he is saying about me and that they are going to come and hurt me. People do hurt me, right? And this guy is one of them. He hasn't physically touched me yet, but I do have to worry about it. He attempted to on more than, all right, he did touch me twice, but like not touching my naughties or anything like that. He just, anyway, the things that I was saying about him, I have the recordings with Logan and Shayna about it. But yeah, this guy also said, and this part I have recorded from the lady that he talked to as well. He claimed it happened on 8/21. It happened on 8/29, right before this man went in there. Because when she said, hey, you need to knock it off, I do believe that you're stalking him. It razzled this guy. And so he went in and got a piece of paper. And then she was telling me later on, like, I've never seen somebody get a protection order that fast. I'm like, well, that's the problem, is that, with me not being allowed to show up at my court dates and me being victimized and painted as some sort of a villain, like literally any judge anywhere will fucking give them any goddamn thing they want. I cannot turn people in to the cops alone, or they'll pretend that I'm schizophrenic. Yeah. Meanwhile, I got the stuff from my mental health worker, several phone calls too with her online on my YouTube live so that people can hear from my mental health specialist, who is qualified to diagnose schizophrenia, that I'm not schizophrenic. Yep. Plus, they wanted to inject me with drugs multiple times when I went in to turn in the police. They'd antagonize the situation, lie about the situation, and then they'd lie to the hospital after taking me to the hospital, tell the hospital that I was schizophrenic, that I needed to be injected. The hospitals would inject me with Haldol, Ativan, and in one place, Haldol, Ativan, and ketamine. Yeah, dude. Fucking Colorado is horrible.
Ativan's a razepam, right? Benzo?
Yeah.
Tranquilizer, basically.
Well, what they do, well, basically, yeah. But the thing is that if you give it to somebody who's not schizophrenic,
Ativan?
yeah, it'll give them basically schizophrenic traits.
I used to take Ativan. They fucked me up like Xanax.
Yeah, Xanax is a bit different, but yeah, kind of similar.
You just described it?
No. When I tried to tell on the cops, they took me to the hospital, said I was schizophrenic, and so the hospitals injected me with that shit for the cops. Yeah. Boulder County is fucking evil. They killed a guy named Dimitri Shankling. Both of the officers I knew. One of the officers.
What cities are in Boulder County?
Do what?
What cities are in Boulder County?
Longmont,
Oregon?
Niwot. No, that's Boulder County, Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
Yeah, dude, I've been one end of the country to the other over this.
Oh, damn.
Yo, I probably got 100 people on my channel doing drugs or on drugs. There's even a few people that promised to help me that, I never knew them to do hard drugs. And then when I got there, they were all strung out on meth, being stalked by their girlfriends that they lived with. Yeah, dude. One of the videos on there, it's called, I came here for help, not to see my friend OD, and it's my friend Brett Roloff fucking digging through his own feces in the toilet while he's overdosing on the meth that he swallowed that he's hoping he shat out. Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That was in a place called Bristol, Virginia.
Still about ready to roll one more for her?
Oh, absolutely.
That's fucking rolling.
How much is a wiring harness for that beast? Or a harness?
I just need to fucking fuse the relay.
So it's just a cheap part?
I probably need like 40
I hope you don't gotta do that.
If I had any other choice. do what I gotta do.
I got like $200 by the month on.
What's your money?
I was gonna say if you can help me move some of my stuff. I mean, it wouldn't be a full 8-hour day or anything, and I definitely couldn't pay enough for a full 8-hour day.
Yeah.
But I could pay like $40 or $50 for a day's work.
I can do that. The problem is I do just put a note on our car saying fucking ask you out here in 24 hours. That's 3 o'clock tomorrow. So I mean, I could work with you, but I mean, I need to get that fuse within the day.
Yeah. See, that's the thing people don't get is that once you're homeless, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Having a vehicle makes it so that you can't do certain things, and not having a vehicle makes it so that you can't do certain things. Depending on what your necessities are, a vehicle can be a detriment. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hey, I got a question. If I sent you, there's a couple of people that are missing in Portland, and I know you said you guys were there for like, what, a year?
Yeah.
Figured you might know some people that you could send it to, and one of them is a lady from here in Tillamookkk. Her name is Janessa Ray Funkhauser.
Oh, I know her.
You know her?
Yeah.
Well,
Vanessa and Jed, they were out in Vancouver.
do you have any way of getting a hold of them?
Probably. I'd have to go out there. Yeah, Devin's ex-girlfriend.
Well, the last time that her mom was able to hear anything of her, she apparently, I heard it from a traveler who came through. He said that there was posters up, and he had talked to her mom, and he showed me the poster. But her mom's, no matter what their problems are, her mom wants to at least have her check in and say, I'm not dead. If that has to be even with a go-between, I mean, that's something. But, to not hear anything from your kid.
Yeah. That's crazy shit.
Yeah, well, last I heard of it was, probably close to a month ago. So hopefully she's checked in by now. I would think, though, that usually when somebody gets found that I make a missing persons post about, usually somebody will get a hold of me and say, yeah, they found her, she's safe. And I haven't gotten one of those yet, so.
Yeah, I'll definitely, because we're going back up there soon. We get going. But yeah, if I see her, I'll definitely let you need to check in.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna go up to Portland, hopefully. I don't know how soon it'll be. Like I said, I'm almost out of money for the month. I'm gonna be stuck eating grass and growing extra stomachs so I can process it.
I have
That was a joke.
I have $200 on a boot stamp card.
Yeah, I think I still have like 80 on mine, maybe.
I was gonna say maybe I could trade you a couple boot stamps for like $20 in cash to get that relay, but we've already got boot stamps. Yeah, I don't mind helping you with whatever. Just like I said, I have to move it back until 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Alright. You know what I noticed? When you piss people off in town, they remember it for a really fucking long time.
Oh yeah.
A lady come up to me at random today and said thank you and just kept on walking. Like, that was weird. Was she talking into a Bluetooth speaker or was she talking to me? might be. I don't know which ones are being racist assholes and which ones ain't most of the time. Yeah, I would imagine that's one of them. You hear that? Just that. My name's Sean. Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Yep. What a pleasant feller. Where the hell is my pen? I think that was what's his name? He just had a birthday. Hold on a second. I know it. Kyron Rhodes. That's that guy's name.
How old is he?
18. Although he told me he was 22 when I met him. And then he sent me a Facebook request that said that he was around that age. I was like, must have just had a birthday. So I accepted it. And then, like, I don't know, a week before his birthday, he tells me that he's only 17. And he told me it was like 2 weeks till his birthday.
Really?
Yup. I'm like, man, that's fucking bullshit. Kyron Rhodes. Yes, sir. Well, there's more hate crimes. I hope he doesn't start any trouble with them. If he doesn't start trouble with them, then I'll offer to give him pitch on his part tomorrow. Since them youngins are here, I should probably keep it recording. But I'm down to 16% battery. God damn, this is pleasant, isn't it? Good little Christian boys and girls. That's my guess. So, let's see. We'll write down today's date and time. It was at approximately... Oh, who gives a fuck? Kyron Rhodes. It might also be somebody else driving his vehicle, I don't know. Or it might be a vehicle of another kid who's got one that's similar. So we'll have to ask Kyron. What a pleasant feller, though. So we'll write that down. And it was about 41 minutes in. And we'll make a video and we'll entitle it, Kyron Rhodes, was this you or was it your buddy? Am I going to walk all the way over there to get his license plate number? No, I don't give two shits. I got the license plate numbers of two of his buddies, one of them in a Mercedes-Benz and another one in a Toyota Tacoma. Don't be fucking shitheads to me. Good rule of thumb? Good. Alright, I'm going to end this video just because, well, this is something that I got to at least make sure I report on the internet because the cops aren't going to do a goddamn thing.